for tomorrow's $1.5 million grand finals. Folks, there are some heavy hitters, as we just saw in tonight's competition, and it is finally here.
Now, we've got a number of players jumping out early, going to that bottom left corner. This is actually the heaviest we've seen an over-the-water drop. Players trying to get as low as possible so they can open the chute as late as they can. The idea there, trying to hit, there's a couple buildings down there with chest spawns early. Greasy Grove is an easy drop there, or even Flush Factory. You see, it looks like a pair. You see kind of spin around in the air, looking at each other to do some tracking there. Tilted Towers, the home of Nick Merckx. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 players dropping in there. But everywhere, as we've seen, is going to be populated. There's going to be players playing outside of POIs. Early trap from Nick Merckx, as we were saying, a player to watch. People have seen him quite a bit, and it feels natural here.
I would go as far as to say Nick Merckx knows that middle gray building in Tilted better than literally anyone in the world. Around the map, you see here, Wheels, Rex, Slang, all getting involved early on.
Now, you were mentioning Nick Merckx, just to use him as an example, but there's a number of players that are like this. People have drop locations that they trend to, and competitive players, they're going to learn that about their opponents before they come into games like this. So I would almost guarantee you that people that are dropping there, they know what a play there. The tack shotgun, green tack, a pair of shots there secures the first elimination for Rex, but he's not done yet. He's got the remainder of a 1v1 here. He's at 54 HP. That tack comes in big and gets Wheels for the double.
Wow, that last crit right there saves him, as Rex was one bullet away from getting dropped early on, but now 2 elims. And remember, we've got to stress the points, how it all works. If you get 3 elims, you earn yourself a point. 3 to 4. 5 to 6 elims is 2 points. 7 plus elims is 3.
There are a ton of just stray trees you can pick up, and I believe 3 chest spawns, 2 or 3 chest spawns in those 2 buildings. And if nobody else goes, there's confident ammo. But right here, the third partying on Frankie, TK.
For people at home, explain the term third partying for someone maybe tuning in for the first time tonight.
So 2 players are in a 1v1 situation. Maybe they're build battling. Maybe like you saw there, they're in kind of a medium range fight where they've both built mini bases just to establish some layers between the opponents, and a third
and then drop him on that opposite side. He's trying to break down his top structure because he's out of materials. Does tag his opponent once there, continuing to use that pickaxe, and he's realizing no mats. He's got to try to drop his opponent down to his level. Will it work? There it is. Can't quite hit a shot there as he is blocked yet again. The fadeaway. Won't have an opportunity there, just continuing to use this pickaxe. Now he's got him on his level. This is his chance. Zakairos, can't get it.
Loses track of Pupper in the middle of all the building.
9 HP as Pupper gets the elim.
This is back in Tilted. Joker Untamed pushing on his opponent right now. Lifts a shotgun shot, but gets lavish with a follow-up. And you saw there, he ended with 1 HP. You saw it going down at the bottom.
Just, again, show off just how much I know about Fortnite. You actually can't get weaker than having just 1 HP.
The bottom end for that.
Here's a replay near Haunted Hills. Diabolic.
This is Christo.
When you got that much HP, you think you're going to basically win any engagement you're in, especially when your opponent has just about 100 to use. The zone closing on in. We mentioned just how far west this zone is. Going to force everyone on the east side of the map, from Retail to Meta Temple. Only 90 mats, and these are these early game fights that some of the top players talk about. Not having the chance to farm, not having the chance to loot. Basically, there's nothing left to his name. There's the elim finally.
But on the rotation. I was almost expecting at some point, if he pinpointed his location with audio, to drop off the top, maybe suffer a little bit of fall damage, but catches opponent off guard with an immediate shotgun shot.
And look at that. The second the elim comes in, just starts hitting whatever materials there are. Here's Rio.
Sentinel already has 2 players in the grand finals as well. This would put him at 3 if Rio does extremely well today. And it looks like he's got the determination for it. Kyle 182 going down. Puts him at an elimination.
And here's Chap. 1 elim to his name to this point. Absolute beast in Fortnite from everything I've seen from competing against him here. Just does get tagged on up, so only 87 HP.
Look at his materials already, though.
And that's what Liquid are best at. And I'm wondering, oh my gosh, what can you buy with... I was wondering what you could buy with those slurp juices there.
Sure, we'll see here in a second.
Machine.
This is his first elimination earlier. Those shotgun shots, the accuracy, even from up top on Fear to Dirt down below him.
That's what I was wondering. Yeah. So he actually does purchase a slurp for wood.
In the same box and had to fall out to save himself. He's going to drop down. Are you kidding me?
That's confidence. That's confidence. Stops and is it impulse time? I believe so. He's going to look to just reset this fight, get away. If you heard, the opponent he was in the build battle with started getting tagged from a third-party engagement, didn't want to have to deal with any of that. He'll go ahead, get away. He's actually burned through all of his wood now, down to just 60 left. Another vending machine purchase.
This is Ashen. His partner, Jack, has already qualified. The shots out here at Lazy Links, accuracy, mid-air accuracy with SMGs, even a gray doesn't matter. They're hitting their shots.
The swap weapon is so key. With the way that the meta of the game is right now, if you're running a shotgun, you want that quick little spray weapon you can go to. You take, hopefully, that shotgun shot, get some high damage. If not, you swap on over to that SMG to finish off the elimination. Chap now back up to 300 plus wood, 900 plus brick. I believe he might have gotten a second elim there. Now sitting at 2, so Chap just one elimination away from earning himself a point. That would be a fantastic start for one of the high-profile players here in the qualifiers tonight.
Now, I want to say I still think that the gold-heavy snipe picking it up in this situation, especially with how slow he's potentially seen other players play during the previous 2 days of qualifiers, just getting a 150 damage shot on someone on the move means potentially
it's Tfue.
It's Tfue up top. Chap
versus Tfue is the fight going on now here, folks. Who will come out on top? Tfue was just tagged by a third party, so he's got no shields left. Chap playing from the low ground right now. These are 2 of the best Fortnite players in the world. It's what this competition is all about. Chap now beginning to build on up, looking to match the height of Tfue, or he just disengaged here.
He's moving past and looking to box himself in. He's building multiple layers to this little catacomb to make it so that Tfue can't track which building he's in.
Yep.
You have a number of these little 1-by-1 chambers attached to each other, and players are going to have trouble watching. He's got multiple layers, and he has the edit right now, so we can look through. He's then looking through the wood planks. He's trying to find Tfue in the structure that he's in. You see there, the edit. He can see it already, even though there's a ramp in the way, so he's still safe, and the nade bounces off.
That grenade's actually going to drop a bunch of Chap's structure. Here's Tfue now, 1 elim to this point. Has a good amount of materials right now, just trying to keep those grenades going on in, and he's actually got 3 more in his inventory, so he's just going to continue to lob these on out, hope to knock down some of these opponents nearby.
You see there, he noticed he made a mistake and did not close the wall up, so he re-edited the ramp that he was standing on that he closed off the wall, close off the ramp again. Try to keep the layers between you and an opponent, because you don't know, Chat might have explosives as well. He could pre-fire a rocket and then laser down the single wall that might be separating him. So that's a smart play from Tfue to close his own build off.
And now he's beginning to move early because this next zone was revealed. He knows he's got to move a little bit closer towards Snobby Shores.
This is so far west.
This is the furthest west zone you could possibly have at this point, folks. So everyone continuing to move in this direction. You see Chap disengaged. You've also got Tenpo on your screen. Nick Merckx is still alive. He needs 1 more elim for a point. Here's his opportunity here. Will Nick Merckx get on the board early on? One of the top console players in the world, one of the biggest names out there, and he's got 2 players below him, both without shields, but even for Nick, he's quite low on HP himself. And he's still got a player close to him who's got a ton of health, high amount of hit points. The zone is here. This is kind of an all-in. This is an all-in from Nick. I think he's going to bounce pad. He's going for it all, folks. It's going to get dramatic here towards these moments. No!
He got caught out. Sorry, Misfits GG. Gyre from Misfits has 3 eliminations. So there's only 5 players out of this with 1 elim at this point. You see on your screen right there, and 3 of those are already eliminated. So we have 2 left that have 1 point right now. Yep. A lot of 2s on the board that have already been eliminated, and 4 players right there. You saw Godvet, Diabolic, Rio, and Chap are sitting on 2 right now.
And this is something we've seen a lot from players, running just 2 weapons, maybe a drum gun and a shotgun, and keeping a high amount of heals. That's what Rio's doing right now. This was General. Found 1 right here. Hello, my friend. And
there's his first.
Sniffed out a second here nearby. Yeah, there it was. Boom. That was how Flower was eliminated.
Jack, I don't think it's tough to sniff out the grenade explosions there. And you saw actually a swap from the, you tend to favor the heavy shotgun, but he immediately picked up the double barrel.
Now I might be running the double barrel of how
players
good it is.
Are definitely.
He's not someone that's going to be dropping 12 elims. He'll finish the game with whatever he needs to get a point on the board. Here's Colton, who won Heat 1 earlier on. A great use of the frag grenade there to pick up the elim.
The timing to blow up the built materials and then immediately just shoot in as he sees his opponent move. That kind of timing is key. That's forethought.
Yep. Now, as this game continues to move on, remember, top 10 earn a point. We're at 19 players remaining right now. everyone in the lobby thinking, hey, I see survive a little bit longer to get a free point on the board.
This is a third-party opportunity, and then some. You got two players literally mixing it up on top of each other, and Crunch has the LMG and just spraying to see if he could land any shot. That LMG not super accurate from
There's two players in this.
And there's one.
Eliminates one. Crunch, I think he wants to follow this up right now.
2 eliminations that put him 1 point, 1 elimination away from a point. Just bombing rockets, and he's blown through those explosive rounds very quick. The rocket ammo, which typically you see held onto until late, but right now he's so focused on getting this elimination that it doesn't matter.
I think he goes for this now. He got
tags on him. There's
he
no
got
more shield.
tags. He knows this player is under 100 health, and it's time now for Crunch to go for this. He's getting third party yet again. He's got a ton of materials. I mean, look at this: 900 plus wood, 800 plus metal. But he wants this limb right now, trying to make sure his opponent can't pop any minis to heal themselves. It's Horrified just below him. 18 players left. Remember, top 10 earn a point.
The edits are so fast in here. It looks like there might be a couple stumbles as he's trying to take a corner out, or just the top line of 3 on a wall, and it's
to make sure that if the bottom was shot out, he would still have another layer to protect him. I don't think he got it off. Here comes General and Colton, though, moving on in. Everyone trying to make it out of the zone. Their little boat down to just 15 HP. Tempo still quite healthy. Look at everyone hiding in these builds. Chap and Tfue, they just moved in next to each other. They're neighbors.
Yet again.
He's about to ask if he's got extra salt left over. Eats it for a recipe tonight.
Chap's looking for a 30 limit. Might end up being Tfue. We'll have to see here in a minute. But the next circle is going to force everybody to move. You see the mini map on your top right. Everybody's going to go southwest. Plus, it's very uphill.
That's the thing. It's also uphill on this mountain. And whenever we see these zones on these mountains, Lupo, get dropped left and right.
A stat that really highlights how top down, how close combat engaged. Like that shot right there. Chaos Gon gets the elimination with a shotgun as his opponent pushes up. But the longest range elimination thus far this game is 123 meters.
Yeah, and there you go. 12 players remaining. Top 10 earn a point. Will Tfue strike with a point early on here? You've got to think he's probably chasing Chap up this mountain as he's trying to keep on his level. One player close. Tfue going for the engagement. Won't find it yet. It's Chap taking down Tfue, and you see the smile there as he looks over, and Chap's not done yet. He gets a second elim there, putting him at 4. My goodness, Chap showing up big here in game 1.
The next circle is going to be worse. Chap getting dropped down to fall. He only has 30 left. He's got to box himself in and take every second. The second he has an opportunity to heal Courage, he's got to go for it, because the fall damage combined with people taking shots from all over the place, and just kind of how they look like little beehives attached to the side of this mountain. Now the next rotation won't be as risky. And here you go. This is Chap from just a moment ago. This is the bait. He saw it coming. That was
Tfue getting eliminated in 11th, which means he doesn't get the point. That was him with 2. He had what, 2 elims and was in 11th. So if Tfue eliminates Chap there, he gets 2 points and arguably guarantees himself a spot tomorrow. Heartbreaking for FaZe Tfue fans out there.
He's got 3 more rounds, though. Jack, it's not over yet. 6 players left. Chap, you're watching here with 4 eliminations of his own. 1 more gets him to 2 points.
He's got no mats. He's got to go for this. There's one. Hello, Chap!
Are you kidding me?
Chap! Can this man be stopped? 6 elims now. Top 3. There's another point as well.
Now, Tempo, one of his opponents above him, well known for being exceptional at this game. You're going to have to watch out for this little 1v1 here, especially, I mean, Chap only has 2 builds. You hear the C4 going out, too. Here comes the structure coming down. He's going to have to stay on his toes, watch for the edits you see above him. Now might be the time. If he's going for another third party, he's going to take shots. He's going to try and see if he can get a drop right there. Go for the shotty shot. He's going to try and drop the surface out. He has enough ammunition, Courage, to do anything that he can to get him to fall down on top of him. Only 75 HP, though. He does have 2 traps left.
He's got to break through manually to get to this point. The edit! Tempo says, hello, my friend Chap. It's time to take a break for game 2. OT Divine versus Tempo. Divine has 0 elims. You saw Tempo just eliminate Chap. The shot's coming down range. He's out of builds, and he wanted to drop down, but then the trap went off, and he's got to wait. Whoa, I can't do that yet. Trying to spray on in. 2 players left. It all comes down to this. Tempo drops Divine to just 17 HP. There's the elim, and there's the win. Tempo, congratulations. 4 eliminations, the victory royale.
And maybe the thought was take a different approach. You can even see here just some quality replacements.
Look at the builds he still had left. 700 wood.
Kitted to the teeth.
Wow. Congratulations, Tempo. You got to think Tempo's at the top there. And yes, he exactly is. But because of that tiebreaker, Him and Chap both have 4, but he got the victory royale, putting him just above.
Now you see Liquid Champ 6 elims, 4 points. Jumpman with 3 eliminations and 2 points. But look at this, OT Divine, 0 eliminations. We've seen some of these players put on a good show, and let's see them do it again, Courage.
Game number 2.
Game 2. The final day for qualifiers, trying to get in on a Monday, $1.5 million. And Jack, where are they dropping?
Where are we dropping? Well, we're following tempo. We have to off that performance in game 1. Looks like he's heading right back towards Snobby, and that's where he landed last game and had the perfect zone. So he's like, hey, let's hopefully have it work out that way again. As he'll go ahead and fly towards that area. And when you're flying on in, spinning around, looking for exactly where other opponents could be dropping on in from. Looks like he'll have someone there on his screen. Can't quite read the name. But either way, some early engagements possibly for tempo here.
Unlucky loot location came around with just some ammunition. You see a lot of these players, even while traveling, they're going to smack every single, any material source they can, because early game fights, Courage, 1 or 2 builds can make the difference between winning a 1v1 or not. And look, Slaying inside the house came up with a Chug Jug. He's got a blue AR already, and Tempo sitting on a gray tactical shotgun at this range is not going to be nearly effective. Shotguns, you got to be very up close. That's why he's using the build. Trying to get in. It gets a shot through the window. Are you kidding me? 80 damage. Leaves Slaying at 20. This Chug Jug could come in big if Tempo lets him get it off. Tempo lets him use it. But Tempo's got to push.
Remember, he's only got 30. He's been tagged twice already, but this AR does 33 damage. So Tempo still has 34 health, meaning Slaying is to hit 2 bullets. While he's only got 20 HP, Tempo has a shotgun.
The top right corner, you can see just how close these 2 players are. Third partying.
Tempo got a shield off. Tempo got 2 shields. Is he max shields now? And he's popping a Chug Jug. Are these guys both about to have 200 HP?
Full reset. Slaying only has 4 builds. Tempo's bandaged. So Tempo's going to be at 175 if Slaying lets him get the entirety of the bandages off, which he's going to. Slaying's at 200.
Do you think Tempo heard that? I can't tell if Tempo heard that.
The trap placement. Hopefully Tempo heard that and does not push through the window.
He's only got 8 bullets. Forget everything else. He's only got 8 bullets. He's got to hope against his limb right here. He's out of ammo. He's out of ammo. He's dancing around. He's got at least a gray pistol. That's his last line of defense.
He's got to push. And Tempo gets the elimination.
And you see, no. Can't believe it. Somehow, in the 2 rooms these guys loot, they each get max shields and a Chug Jug. Here's Nick Merckx early on, facing off against Ryan Rex. The dual pistols. Okay, Nick.
Jumpman trying to get the little peek over the top there. You saw him jumping to try and take a shot. Backing out, hiding in his own box. He does have 5 bandages, maybe an opportunity to heal up, but Sakairos he has to apply pressure, which he is. And Sakairos goes down to Jumpman, very accurate. You saw multiple crits in there, and the shield disappearing. Sakairos only 28 HP.
He had 28 health.
He didn't take a single point of damage.
That's one that you want back. If you're Sakairos now, Kayun, 1 player above, 1 player nearby. It seems like everyone that landed risky is now getting in their fights. This big shield could make all the difference. There you go, wants a third party this engagement. Shotgun shots coming on in, can only build 2 walls. That's Joda just above. That was a perfect spray, knocks him all the way down. Brilliantly done by Kayun.
Kayun earns that elimination. Knowing the exact location where your opponents stopped up top, maybe potentially built based on the walls that were still being built mid-engagement, he says, you must be behind this ring.
Here's Cryo at Junk Junction.
Big shot takes Stratify out. Point blank tack hits like a bus, and the rate of fire is high enough that you can unload rounds, unload shotgun shells, and deal a lot of damage very quickly.
So it's kind of known by a lot of people. Chap likes to go to Wailing Woods, and he's already got 700 wood. He's pushed towards Risky. He's got 1 elim to this point.
Looking to pick up a second quickly underneath him.
Yep. He hears the double barrel. Now that's been shot once, I think this is Chap's green light to go for this. Trying to stop him from getting the reload off. Chap continuing to spray on down. Drum gun in hand, so darn good for shredding these walls. But he doesn't have a ton of ammo. Does take a pretty healthy hit right there. Ooh.
Kayun picking up his second elimination.
You heard the reaction from everybody here. The double barrel, when you are that close, and it does that pure like 160 damage. Yeah, that's why it's now the new meta of shotguns to use in competitive Fortnite.
You saw right there that golden double barrel, even at kind of moderate range for a shotgun like that, the spread is very high and the damage drop off. And a hunting rifle. Stalking his opponent. Now, he has tons of materials at this point. We've seen players start to favor this drop out here because the larger rocks, Courage, come away with, wow, what a shot.
Yep.
Tifu picks up his second elim. Those large rocks, like I was saying, they have 50+ brick in them, and they only take a few melee hits.
He was blind from Cloud9, one a limb to this point. Again, you see immediately how these players just begin to break down structures when they realize they have so little materials. Whoa.
All back up with Nick Merckx looking for anything. You get a 9 and a 20 off there. The 50 damage just pushes up on Lavish and gets him to the bottom of the staircase there.
Nick's got 3. Nick's got 3 limbs. That's a point for Nick Merckx, putting him on the board as well. And it looks like he wants to go for more. He's not done yet.
Airco, a player we've seen a number of times in the past. It looks like Nick Merckx might be getting third-party. Multiple players here in Tilted as he's trying to back out of this engagement and saying the position I'm in right now, he's getting shot from above. It's not good enough to go for an engagement that somebody already has the top down on him. You've seen the feed Tyler's getting double flower out. Here to Derp going down to a 189-meter rifle shot, but Nick found a chug jug.
Uses that chug jug to get to max HP. This is Crunch, we highlighted a little bit back in game 1 with his quick edits and his fast building, and right there shows off the edit power, gets that a limb. Should be a cleanup. You think
162.
162. Okay, well, now that he knows that this player's got under 40 HP, he just wants this, and that's what you talk about with him owning a lot of these walls. He can edit through. Here's another engagement. Can he clean up the limb? There it is. That was NRG Kasid who gets cut down.
Blind's got to feel good about that, especially after last round. I love seeing these players improving their own gameplay, but Double Flowers stuck inside the house, already super low HP, walks in on Flowers, trying to use turbo build to keep his opponent out, but it wasn't fast enough, and he had already been through the wall location, gets a shot off, a very easy elimination just because of the low HP of Flower already.
You'll see someone's watching at all times.
Colton, the winner from our first heat, goes down to Jumpman's tack shotgun. My apologies, double barrel up close there, and Jumpman's going to top off. He doesn't have to move very far. 47th Architect.
You think he's in a great spot here, but he is quite low on AR ammo.
And the zone's moving. He has to decide whether it's time to engage, which it looks like his opponent says it is, and Frankie gets the elim. His 47th trying to move out. And that's actually Frankie's third elimination. That's a single point for him, which already puts him in a...
There's people nearby. Nick's got someone just above. I think he'll break down wheels here any second. This could be another elimination for Nick Merckx, which would put him at 4. He still has a campfire to use, so even though he's in the zone, still in an okay position. Trying to match the building of wheels. They're on the same level now. Nick trying to swap to that shotgun. There's the elimination.
Shot on wheels.
Nick Merckx hasn't been stopped yet, folks.
He's got a med kit too. He's in a great spot to keep on moving with the zone. He's actually, looking at the map, he's relatively far out. He has quite a ways to go. He's still all the way across Dusty. Hopefully there's more than one med kit there, or maybe he has a launch pad, because otherwise he's in a tough spot.
Yeah, he most certainly is. Pupper. Now remember, when this zone closes, it's going to start hitting even harder. Is this the second? Is this second? Yeah. This player's now trying to med kit to stay alive here. Pupper getting chunked on down. He's got to stop and use this med kit. It's hitting for 2.
Cut off. This means it's a 1v1 fight, and he doesn't have any eliminations left. So no matter the outcome, no points.
Both of them drop.
Now it goes down as well. You see all their loot sliding down the ramp.
Above Lonely Lodge won't be safe for this next zone, but he's playing like this because he's got WBG Ranger just below. Ranger tries to spray on down. The trap comes in. There's 150, and oh no, Fristo. A little bit of a panic there.
It looked like, I don't know if you noticed, was he attempting the rift to go his way out of there just at the last second of the trap damage?
Because he had a limbs last game too. Here's Fade in a little build battle around one of these houses. Stops Joshua right there. Once he gets the high ground, he just goes for the quick shotgun shot. That heavy, so darn good when you get the headshot crit. And this is from Ranger's perspective. Drops him down, places the trap, edits the wall above him, swaps to the shotgun. It happens.
he was already in an engagement, so he kind of had the drop on him. But there's 3 players in this box. Triz is nearby too across the street. Nick Merckx, like you said, was 6 eliminations.
Leading this game. What an absolute beast. He's blind in second, and the limbs is already out. This one, Nick trying to break through these walls. He's made it up through. The spray with the drum gun, isn't enough? No!
Just short of the 7th elimination. That would have been 3 points there.
I'm surprised he didn't swap to the heavy shotgun. I think he was hoping that maybe the drum gun spray would have been enough, but...
And after this circle closes is when things start to get chaotic with circle moves. The Kriz, we just saw on the feed a second ago, that elimination that we were watching. He's at 2. 1 more versus who he's against right now. That'll give him 3. That's a point. This drum gun push, we've seen it a ton of times and paid off. But watch the trap. Horrify almost gets it off. And Kriz falls down below, just barely dodging. You heard it go off right there, the reset. So
it's Kayun's 3rd elimination. Go ahead and swap to replay this. Quick little edit on the window. Peekaboo.
Takes JP2 out.
Tempo,
I'm assuming, just eliminated Young Prism. You see there in the feed. Perfect. That's 2 eliminations.
Look at his reaction. Like, oh, gosh. Again, I have to stress it, folks. We've had qualifiers all this week. It's to earn positions for tomorrow's $1.5 million grand final. It's a holiday. Tune on in. Tell everyone to be there. If you're live in the venue, you will want to be here to secure a spot here early on tomorrow. Do not miss this live in person. This crowd's going to get nuts.
And Tfue doing something you said even before. This is a pretty common tactic. He's very good at waiting, pacing his timing. He's going to try and drop the structure that his opponent was using to push in, but it wasn't enough. Multiple layers on that from these top tier builders, so they can. He still even got in Tfue, who's under his opponent's underneath him now, and he's got to wait. The rock's coming in. A time bounce pad to fly away, try and get out, and this is what we were seeing earlier. Crispy's down at the bottom of that catacomb of structure. Kriz getting the elimination in the feed there on Nikiski, I believe is the name.
This is Tfue and Tempo.
Right on top of each other, literally
Teammates.
a box away.
Not this, though. Not here when it's all solos. Tfue using the bounce pad, trying to soar forward. Thankfully for him, none of those drum gun bullets connect. He's made it to the closest spot to this next zone. Sign of a great player, making sure positioning for the next move. Now getting sprayed again. I just realized, Lupo, look at his materials. I mean, this is bad. 10
builds left. I believe that's why you saw he built up that layer in front of him, but didn't cap the top off. Plus, he started to get shot from above. He kind of waited. He knew he had to time the builds correctly, because if he had spent all his material earlier, that means that his opponent shooting from above could have potentially busted through and taken shots on him, maybe even eliminated him.
As Triz, yes, he gets 500 wood. That's a game-changing elim for Tfue. Remember, folks, in game 1, Tfue died to Chap when he was 1 elim and 1 position away from earning 2 points. Here he's earned 1 point this game and another elim plus 2 more elims in the total game. Top 10 would get him another.
And we were watching Crispy a second ago, who was sitting on 7 and 7 for his wood and brick, and you saw he made his way in underneath. He's in the bottom, and he hid next to a tree, but opted not to knock it down because the tree, the setup inside that little catacomb, the builds that were around it, he's totally covered. He can hide in the bottom of the tree, and players that are sneaking by, he might get the drop on him. He might have an opportunity for another elimination, rather than knocking the tree down and coming out with maybe 30 wood. There's 3 builds that it would get knocked down so fast it might not matter.
Tempo in a fight with Bumboy. There's another elim for him. Tfue just trying to position himself. Already in that next zone. Made it to 11th. This is where he died last time. Not the case here. Tempo gets another.
Everybody that's left alive right now does get +1 point. They're all top 10. Kriz coming away with a double in the shotgun. Eliminations of the feed. Crispy then follows up and takes Kriz out with an SMG. And Tfue trying to establish himself up top, somewhere safe. He's 6 remaining, 4 eliminations. Ooh. He needs 1 more for another point.
He wants those, Matt. He wants that loot so bad.
He better. He's got 15 builds left total. And he's going to start to use them to try and get up top, opting out of going after those. But the Rockets coming in saying, nope, you got to go back down. Now's the time to try and make a positional decision. He's got to go down. That's exactly what he's going to do. He doesn't want to take too much fall damage. He's going to push in the zone. He's in the bottom fighting now. Tfue gets another one. That's 5 elims. Makes it to top 3. 2 left.
All the loot's falling to Tfue. He's trying to drop on down. Can he drop his opponent in time? Tfue spraying out the build. Here he goes.
Are you kidding me?
Tfue with the win. Game 2.
dropping. You see TNT Rain trying to get the shot off on the way in.
That rhymed. Okay. I'm pretty happy with that. But Tempo, first place spot still, but Tfue, his teammate, right behind him. Liquid Chap right there as well. Nick Merckx in that 7th spot, too. Pretty nuts.
Now, I want you to look at place 6 right now. What do you see there, Courage? That's 0 eliminations, and he picked up another point, another top 10 finish.
The man set himself through to Monday without getting an elim.
We have so much left.
So much left. Remember, top 33 qualify. So far, only 31 players even have. Is this crowd ready, folks? Make some noise!
Here we go, players dropping out of the battle bus. The south, an almost top, bottom to top trajectory for the bus. Players jumping out very early. You see already floating over the water, trying to get as low as possible. We've got people spreading across to Paradise Palms. Less than I expected in that southwest corner to the northeast of Flush Factory. Maybe only 3 or 4 dropping down there. So it's going to be a slow, methodical start for those players. But in the bottom right there, you see Tfue pushing across. He's going to drop it at the gas station in hopes to establish himself a little buffer of loot. These southeast corners, typically you come out with quite a few materials if you're unchallenged. The trees and the rocks are key, plus the metal here. He's going after every single piece that he can. Metal for these competitive players is extremely important because early established fights, they have a lot of HP, 110. The second you place him down, Nick Merckx here in Tilted Towers. We've watched him here every time. I guarantee you he's going to drop here. As I said, his opponents that go tilted, they already know they're at least going to have to face him. And if they're watching the leaderboards from previous games, they know they're in for a fight against Nick.
And there are many players in Big Gray right now.
They'll look for the color of the wood platforms, and they'll find him.
Here's Astonish.
Hit the shot. There it is. Joshua going down a Lazy Links, and Astonish got to feel good about that one. Set to destroy a team that has been around for quite a while. A number of players here. JP2 from LG yet again. We had our eyes on him last match. He's, as we've seen, knocking out a ton of the
plus
a lot
wood
of wood. That building courage. All those pallets, man. Yep. Yeah, you have so much material you're literally standing on top of. And that much wood, that's enough to push anybody aggressively, which is exactly what Nick might try and do here. Using the building already, that's established, but he's going to get up on top of his opponent. His opponent goes for the edit and misses it and pays the price. Nick Merckx getting himself his first elimination on Erico, who he only got the corner of that platform edited out. Was trying to drop in and escape, and it couldn't land it.
This was over in Risky Reels. Was that a hand cannon hit?
I believe it was. Are you kidding me?
Double hand cannon connects right there to get that elim. Talk about making some plays with style. Here's Kyle. Can't get that engagement to go in his favor. That's Emad with a second elim already this game over at Snobby Shores.
Looking pretty good on his healing single mini, and those slurps are the value of those so good. But the whoa, Sloss.
He shakes his head like, okay. Right now, just trying to see exactly if he gets some free damage onto Rio. Rio has 200 health, now down to, 169. Grab that drum, that nade.
The defensive build. He saw the nade come in, the ramps, kind of to build a layer underneath him that he can elevate himself with and protect from the explosive damage. Now C4 says, I can do that too. Gets the shot and drops in. Rio's trying to push for the elimination on Dexter. Gets the shots and the drum gun. That blue drum is so powerful up close.
That's Rio's first elim, and look at Sloths. Moving, well, like a sloth. Look at the impulse.
Spreading his wings, getting the elimination on Emil Marsha is
it's an impulse win right
like
there.
You said, you don't see a lot of players use the impulse nades, and I believe that's when Desser pushed in, maybe heard the impulse go off and say, okay, this guy is using something we don't typically see in competitive games. Blind pushing in, trying to get underneath his opponent, and does a great pistol. Are you kidding me?
Are you kidding me?
Just as lethal as everything else in this man's hand. Blind, showing exactly why people should have his eyes on him.
And right there, when you don't have things to replace the weapon with, that's why you pick up everything you run over, right? Because there he swaps to a gray pistol to get an elim in one of the most stacked lobbies you can have. Every little bit helps, and right there, Blind shows it off perfectly.
The entire play out of Emad's elimination on Kyle there. Now Nick Merckx still in Tilted Towers. I'm not surprised, but there's a reason he's staying here. He basically has the layout memorized. Static and Lavish both moving around, still in there, and there is a third party on the hill up top to the south, just kind of waiting and watching. They're still in the safe zone, and Nick doesn't even have to leave yet. He can stay here for yet another circle.
I'm going to tell you something. Nick has no intentions of ever leaving.
Absolutely not. Imagine if he gets kinged here. If Tilted is still in the zone, he's not going to leave that building. It sadly is not. He's going to have to move southeast in a second. Now Tempo, we've watched those clingers to drop the structure out from underneath his opponent. Looks like he did build a step away, and the triangle blocks Tempo from the push up top. A good defensive build from Emad. Even though he lost the high ground, Emad still saved himself a little bit. Now Tempo editing himself that back down. He's trying to follow his opponent. Emad is trying to build up, and Tempo almost thought he was going to take some fall damage there. Catches himself inside the tree on the way down, and Emad falling down. Both of these players, looks like a third party is engaging. Emad's trying to track Tempo, who flies away. Says, I don't want to do this. I know somebody else is shooting. It's time to get out of here. The bounce pad coming in pretty clutch. And there's that third party that Tempo was tracking. Emad might have to deal with the situation now, because when the structure came down, the bounce pad disappeared. And there's no get out of jail free card anymore. Emad might have to engage this, especially because there's just over 60 seconds before the zone is going to move. He does have 2 eliminations, which means if he gets Tempo right here, that is a point. Aggressive push, 140 from the shotgun, and gets Tempo. Emad, 3 eliminations, gets himself a point.
You can't ask for much more from attack shotgun right there.
And
the chug, the GG emote.
Oh my gosh.
Wow, just deciding to add some flair to that one, Bartologist.
Oh, the body shot. Oh, wow, Muffins goes down quick.
110 damage with that purple bolt, showing just how good it is to carry those power weapons.
Bartologist in the feed, who we were just watching, actually goes down to Chris, and right now only 3 players, Emad, Tylers, and Dester, have 3 eliminations or more. They're all at 3 right now. That's 1 point apiece. Everybody else is at 2 or less, and Dester, actually one of those players, is already eliminated. 1 point though, you should still feel really good about that, because that could get him into Monday.
There's basically only one way Jair loses this fight, and it's if this hunting rifle can hit a ridiculous shot. His opponent here is, you know, his opponent is so weak. So basically Jair is in a brilliant spot to win this. Just can't let his opponent hit that hunting rifle shot.
Just barely canning up. The bounce pad, the push away. The bounce actually pushes him out. Might go for the shot here on the fly. His opponent might potentially want to push up.
He only has 2 AR bullets. That's why he can't spray with the assault rifle.
Just waiting. He has enough HP here. He can wait. You can see his opponent actually fell all the way down. No fall damage from that. He caught himself with the build. He's going to push down, try and get this elimination before the storm takes out.
This is for a point.
You got to push to get this.
Oh, no way! Oh, no way! A terrible choke in Wheels, then dies to the storm.
That was his 3rd elimination. That's a point for Wheels.
Both of them going for a 3rd elim. Terrible, terrible end there. Here's how Nick Murphs goes down a beam from Ecstatic.
He does have to move, but he might be looking for another elimination.
He's looking for this 3rd elim. That's how he's playing this right now.
He's going for the point. Intelligent play here, to be quite honest with you. And he knowing that there's no shield on that opponent, you're going to see an aggressive push here. He does have a drum gun. You're going to see that thing come out in a second. The blue tack's going to be utilized up close. Here we go.
Risking it all. Going for it all. Can he get the elim? Yes, he does.
Kev goes down. That's a point for Ecstatic. We actually could hear some people cheering here.
Saka just staying alive for the moment. Here's Kayun again, low HP. Doesn't matter for him as he just gets that headshot again. The heavy shotgun showing its strength there.
Which means 4 headshots is an elim on a full HP, full shield player. That's so fast, and it spits bullets so quickly that if you're accurate, easy elims. Now, Tyler's the only player still alive right now with 4 eliminations. Nobody has 5 yet. The 5 would put him at 2 points, which means there's a number of players. Actually, there's only 2 at 3 or higher right now. Kayun and Tyler's. Everybody else you saw there on the board at 2. And oh no! That's a big oops. Lining the guided up.
Looks like that guided went not where he thought it would go.
Point with a circle, probably not a good call.
This was Ecstatic.
Is at 4
who was
elims
right
here.
outside. We saw Ranger was going to gatekeep, not make it easy for him to get inside, and that's exactly what he did.
The southwest corner only has 1. Little boat here. We've seen Energy General put up some excellent plays in the past, but gets caught off guard. He's still coming away with just 1 point. Look at this. Gets the shot on Ranger. We saw gatekeeping earlier, but then dives the trap.
It's the most happy I've ever seen someone after getting trapped, and it's because that was his 3rd elim right there to earn him the point. So he'll take it. Crunch. Oh, this storm is chunking him
15,
right now.
10,
He's done for.
5.
He knows it. There he goes. Those late game storms. It's hitting for 5 right now. Next will hit for 7 and then 10.
Hysteria.
Falls victim there. Hysteria.
Hysteria versus Lobo building on top of each other. A third party getting taps. That again, the top of the hill. Those towers. Yep. They see you. They're taking shots. No, we were talking about Champ a second ago. I saw it in the feed, but let's take a look at how it actually played out. Tyler's the window peek catches Chap off guard. He's trying to build up to get to the zone and couldn't get a wall to block the shots from Tyler's inside his little box there. A great timing play there. Now, I want to say, I think Hysteria didn't push. You were commenting on it earlier. If Hysteria knew there were two other players there, potentially waiting for an engagement to happen and one of them take each other out and just wait to the last second, he knew there were still people alive. You didn't even hear the shots at the time, but you never know. Hysteria might also have been just like a fear lockup. Now this is the first zone move. Tyler's actually has 7 eliminations. So many high
just got
Elam players
sniped by a heavy sniper. You saw that. I believe it was that Vape Jesus who hit the shot? Here's Tyler's down 7 limbs. 3
points for him, basically guaranteeing a spot on Monday unless everybody else goes absolutely wild for the rest of the games. That's it. It catches Sloth pushing up next to him from outside of the storm. Sloth might not even have known Tyler's was inside. That's 8 eliminations. We've only seen one other player, Courage, hit double digits. That was Animal yesterday.
Is this the heavy
shot from Bay Soldier?
Oh, this was the shot.
Blind, you can't sit up top.
Yeah, that was a Bay Soldier with that heavy sniper, the new addition. That does 157 damage to the body, 360 plus damage for the headshot. So basically, yeah, you're not living if that hits you. Hysteria still at 2. At this point, do you think he waits and hopes to just place top 10? Moving forward, 12 players left. The next 2 who drop will miss out on points.
Replacing the wall so he has control. The edit. Tyler's getting his 9th elimination. He maybe overheard us earlier saying eliminations do count for
drop
tiebreakers.
Next? JP2 drops next, which means we're at our top 10. Every player remaining just earned themselves 1 point.
That's gotta feel good for like Hysteria.
Can he get a second here with another elim? He's only got, one more wall he can build. I feel like he's just got to go for this.
The circle is kind of in his favor. If he had more materials, if he can get that elimination, not only is it a point, Horfy is probably the player you heard above him, but he'll get the materials that are left. Horfy actually just got lasered, almost eliminated there. You hear him popping minis.
Hysteria cannot build a single structure again. Tyler's still staying alive.
Didn't take a single point of damage.
Hysteria got the elim on the Rex.
That's 3
now for Hysteria.
That's 2 points in this game for Hysteria.
So Tyler's already has 9 elims, which means he gets +3, then +1 for the top 10. Horfy trades the elim onto Divine. Tyler's still moving. Could we see the clean sweep of a game for the first time, a full 6-point performance, if he can win this one? He hears so much around him, he doesn't even care.
That goes down the storm. 5 left.
Oh my goodness, is this the 10th elim? Can he match Animal? Yes, he does.
Bay Soldier. 4, almost ticked out. 1 more tick to the storm, he's gone.
3 campfires.
If this turns into a play for the against the Stormy, a med kit?
Jeez. Folks, Tyler's may clean sweep this game. He's going to be near the top amount of HP left in this lobby. 10 elims. You see him waving? He knows he's on camera right now. He knows we're showing love.
Cheeky smile. Now, 3 campfires Courage in competitive plays, gameplay, especially where it comes down to almost a heal off at the end, is crazy powerful. You'll see players put down floors right next to each other, place all the campfires simultaneously, and sit at the junction between the platforms, because then they're taking up multiple squares. They're getting the heal from all.
He just earned another point.
That's 5.
Tyler's now has 5 this game alone, folks. He's so close. Down to the top 2.
The speed of the edit to get through 1v1 situation. This could be 6 points for Tyler's if he gets the shot off.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is so insanely challenging to do. He's got the high ground now. He's popping minis.
He could go for the heal off.
He could absolutely go for a heal off. And look at how low on HP his opponent is, under 70 health.
Well, if Tyler's decides to go for this, go for the 11. It'd be the highest elimination count in any game we've had in the qualifiers. His opponent decides to shoot up from underneath. You see, he's doing it.
Okay,
he's
here we
building
go.
up the layers.
Ladies and gentlemen, this could be it right here. He's building himself high enough to be able to drop down a bunch of campfires to out-heal the zone.
His opponent knows. He knows that he can't out-heal this, and the expectation might be that he knows
building more layers. He's trying to catch up to him. Tyler's keeps on going. When is it campfire time? When will he place the ball down? He just keeps building up, keeps building more layers. His opponent can't catch him. I think it's time. It's time to place him down. 1, 2,
he's sitting
3,
right there.
And look at this. He's going to heal on up. Tyler's, for the first time this week, the 6-point game. There it is. Aim for himself in this competitive scene. This was the final moment. Campfire, campfire, campfire. You sit right in the middle and you get the benefits of healing from all 3. You see just how long it's taking. Like, look at that. This should take 10 seconds to eliminate you. That would have taken so long.
Dude, seriously, unbelievable play here. I mean, check this out. You got 10 eliminations. I can't speak. 341 bills and 5,000 mats gathered. What does it feel like here? I mean,
players traveling from across the world, one final game to find out who our 100 players are for tomorrow's $1.5 million final.
Game 4 coming in, a northwest to southeast bus approach, and already at the top, you have people dropping over the water. You're going to have, looks like Junk Junction might be a little busier than usual. I would expect players to stretch Wailing Woods, Risky Reels, Flush and Greasy probably pretty often in a situation like this, especially competitive players. They know that targeting the outside zone is important, but Tyler's, if he's looking to put a record elimination count up this game, going for 11 or more, he's got to jump into the heat, and I think that's exactly the plan. Going to Salty smack dab almost in the center of the map, looking to see if he can pick up a couple early eliminations. Going to hit the tree house, it looks like. 3 chests possible. No, he flies past, going to the house at the end of the street there.
This is my this is actually my exact skin loadout.
It looks like he bypassed a weapon, gets the pump action shotgun and an LMG instead, which is an excellent loadout up close against whoever's in the roof above him. And now it's kind of the time to choose when to engage. Whoever's up there, you better look out.
Oh, he's great. He's got minis. He's going to fight this right away. Middle treehouse, and I believe the player who landed on Tyler is actually built up and out towards a sniper tower, trying to avoid that engagement.
Ashton getting engagement over here at the hotel. Got to hit those shots. 1 left, and he couldn't secure it. Rogue's Double O Flower gets his first elimination. Only 14 HP left.
Here's Ecstatic over towards Double L's. Ooh. Eliminating Ectic.
In the stairwell, players will take advantage of that.
Fourth like party now.
Everybody, there's a party going on here, and everybody wants a piece of these elims. These early ones count big time, especially if it's could potentially be a player's first point.
Well, there goes half of Double L's.
Editing his way in. Tempo sees. I almost expected a shotgun shot trying to snipe an elimination there. Marsh in the feed taking a little boat out. Stick the General getting elimination on Bumboy, while these players are still untilted. The C4, almost. There it is. Tempo at 5 HP, and the shot from Ryan Rex gets Tempo eliminated.
I think Tempo's still got to be proud of his performance tonight, though, especially from earlier on. Sheesh, that's an awkward spot for Godvat as King BO2 just beams him there with that little health. But then, unfortunately for King BO2, you see, I think that was Blind pushing blind on it, right?
Back here, Senrio back in Pleasant Park, going for the revolver shot, misses it, but doesn't even matter. The sound cues, people will hear it, and actually maybe not. He was still smacking materials on the way in. Joker and Tame might have caught him off guard.
He's going for this, and he has no idea just how much health Posey has. Posey's...
Oh, the third party, the snipe, 162 meter. Maybe even a method of shield checking, see if his opponent is weak enough that under 100, there it is. Turns around as Nikiski dropping down, but the third party coming in. The shots from the hill on Tilted, which is exactly what Nikiski was looking at pushing towards. Nikiski, Divine's teammate, eliminated there, and Sloss has 2 elims.
This was King against Blind. Blind just drops on in, and 2 quick crits from that tack shotgun will send him home. Here's Tyler's from last game, promised 11 limbs in that interview. Still at 0, but still, it doesn't matter for him. He had the perfect performance in game 3.
53 players left. The circle's about to close. We're going to see where people are going to have to move next, and it's basically centered in the previous storm. So everybody's about the same distance, equidistant from the outside edge. Nobody has too much pressure, but there is under 2 minutes. You got to start making moves before too long because you want to get into these circles early. Competitive players, they're going to try and gatekeep, and if you're outside of the circle, oh, fade! Baited. Tyler's goes down. 0 eliminations.
Heavy shotgun, man. Heavy shotgun. The highest damage output of any shotgun. That heavy when it hits a crit headshot, and it shows it right there. That was Tyler was running in with 142 HP. Kev is popping the Chug Jug, hands off the keyboard, just hoping it even has time to use it.
It's on the far west side too. You see the map there in a top-down view of the area that Kev's getting that the Chug Jug off on. 2 players already engaging each other. It looks like someone is trying to hunt Kev down. The audio cue from that Chug Jug could be very revealing. Players like General, you see that he's pyramiding on top of his own ramp to block a pyramid attempt from his opponent. Maybe even a trap player. Gets the shotgun shut off. Looks like 80 shield damage, which means he knows his opponent still has some shield left. You didn't hear the audio cue. It's Yo-Yo, keep it up, a player we've seen in previous summer skirmishes. Puts on a good show, but cannot clutch. Gets dropped down. General drops the platform out from underneath him. Yo-Yo falls in and gets shotgunned.
He's trying to move quick to drop down. There you go. This was that fight we missed earlier on when Crypto picked up the legendary double barrel shotgun. 1, 2.
The
nice little swap to the pistol. That rare pistol is quite good when the bullets connect. Here's Kyle over on in crates just above retail. Looking for whatever he can get. The epic assault rifle, quite good. Absolutely shreds, and the drum gun as well. Swapping between 2 spray weapons. You see all the builds coming on in, denying any bit of high ground he can. Now he'll try to match the build himself. Follows it on up. Joshua just below. Definitely a health advantage here for Kyle. Seems like he's having trouble spotting exactly where he is. Oh, you hate to see that if you're Kyle. There he goes. Joshua with the elim, his first of the game.
Now you see the board here. 6 players currently with 3+ eliminations. Actually just went up 7. DT, Sakairos, and Marsha, the only ones still alive though. So you've got 4 players that have earned themselves a single point, plus those elims, which can mean all the difference for tiebreakers. We still have 3 alive that can keep pushing the elimination count, go for more points. Only 2 more eliminations separate them from 2 points, and that we've seen the last 2 days has been enough to push them into Monday's grand finals.
Diabolic. Falling down this hill. Look at the zone at his back. Time is against him as he's going to have to move on in. Knows there's one player in this broken house.
Speedy peaks.
Nearly gets a haircut there from the player. He's going to keep on moving. Keep placing these walls.
Damage yet either. 100 still in the feed. Blind goes down to Rex. And Blind this game did not have enough elims to get a point. Not high enough rank to get a point, so no points from this game for Blind. As previously we were watching Joshua versus one on the backside of the wall here. We were hoping, I guarantee you, Kyle was beating himself up. There's a level of inaccuracy there. The spray from the SMG just didn't connect enough.
His tracking was not very good in that fight, and that's what cost him the grenades. Sakairos trying to outbuild it, trying to stay alive. Not many mats left to his name. 3 limbs so far, so 1 point earned, but now he's getting shot from multiple areas, down to 5 HP. I think the end is near here, Lupo.
If he clutches this, no. He almost used the rip to go.
Oh my gosh.
Opted not to because the shot stopped. He's going to get bandages off. Nope, he heard more shots come in. A layer got knocked out, and that's a good call. I'm actually extremely impressed at the hesitation on using the rip to go because he was trying to hold on to that. It's such a powerful item to have late game. You can reset an engagement that you are at a big disadvantage in by just getting up on top of everybody. But he has to take advantage, box himself in, and I'm going to be honest with you, this is an extremely obvious location. Those walls don't belong. I mean, they don't belong to the...
what gives it away?
Exactly.
That they're building, that they're not obviously the same structure. There's a lot that's not good for him right now.
If somebody watched him move in there, they're in a prime position to get
Kevin Hysteria. Kev trying to build on up. Hysteria had much lower health, but that's not the case anymore. Hysteria, 3 eliminations. And the sigh of relief, it seems, from him as he lives to see another day. Gone nearby as well. God looking to push his engagement. I think he thinks Hysteria is very weak, but little does he know, Hysteria was basically gifted a med kit. He's still got some shields left. I think that this is Hysteria's fight to take as well.
applying pressure in a situation like this, especially when you have somebody very close to the edge of a mountain. Hysteria can't back out of this easily unless he goes for elevation as well. You see the push now coming from Gone, knowing full well that he's got his opponent in a tougher spot just by applying pressure previously. Those kind of shots to knock down surfaces, that's going to make players that are very aware of when a push is going to come. They're going to stop healing, they're going to put up a wall, and Gone knows that, which means he may have interrupted a heal. The aggression, it's absolutely perfect time, but Hysteria going for a play there, trying to get him on YouTube and jumping up above the bounce pad to get elevation. A great play. 41 damage, no shield remaining, is going to go for it. Another one, the shot's midair and gets the elimination on Gone.
Beautifully done by Hysteria, his 4th elimination of the game. And he's going to go ahead and drop out into the low gravity zone. On the ground, just throwing some grenades, not much ammo left. Needs to use anything he can get to drop this player down. Can he get the 5th elim? Joda down to just, what, 30 HP and some minis. Hysteria gets control of the wall. Spray. Can he hit the shots? It doesn't appear so as of yet. Will he elect to go from the top? Joda, he's trying to get an edit on the wall out, and Hysteria knows that. He's got the high ground yet again, and Hysteria fails the build, so he'll be back to the low ground. But Joda's down here again. Another shot. Joda even weaker. Hysteria trying to follow it up. This will be for the 5th elim and 2 points. He just seems, he's not building ramps. No! Still can't hit the shot.
At that point when he was jumping around the left side over there, I'm surprised he didn't build a ramp to get over the top. I guess at this point, I mean, if
that's all he's got left. This is all the ammo he has left to use. The small ammo in the minigun. Another shield tag. Hysteria just pleading to get this elim. Now he gets 3rd party down to 45 HP, and you know Joda heard that.
This feels almost like potentially like a loss of focus. He's so locked in on getting the 5th elimination for that 2nd point that he's
and now Joda's
like he forgot the build. He's getting 3rd party now from the back, and the Storm's going to push him even more. He just got shot from the angle. He's got to move in. He's opting to go for the elimination, go for the number 5, get the 2nd point, hit the last shot, and he gets it on wheels.
And he's going to be happy with that.
The Storm. That's 2 points.
He's going to be happy with that. That's 2 points for Hysteria. We saw him with a 2-point game earlier on. We'll be seeing him tomorrow for sure in Monday's $1.5 million grand final. Colton, who I was going to touch on, had so little to his name. That was before he wound up jumping to that low grab mode. That's how he got his 1 elim of the game. Gyre, there's the heavy, breaks the wall and tags the health. That's why it's so useful. Down to our top 25 players. This is the last game of the night. Again, folks, remember, this entire week we've been going live at 6 p.m. Pacific time. That is not the case tomorrow. Tomorrow's $1.5 million grand finals begins at 11 a.m. PST. Spend your holiday with us here to see who can take home that $225,000 top prize.
Prism, Nazgul, the Storm starting to push players in. This is where we get some crazy engagements. Everything kind of turns into chaos. You see a lot of players stacked on top of each other in the middle, but who's left on the outside? That east, south, and southwest sides, they're all going to have to push in. You see
he just needs one more for a point.
Nazgul getting young. Prism in the feed. Shotgun shots. SMG spray right there. He's looking. He's hunting. Gyre wants one more shot with that heavy sniper. Fade right on the edge. Just barely safe, but he's going to have to move quite a bit. The next circle is in the southeast side.
Only 123 metal left to his name. Nazgul under 50 health. Airco maxed HP right next door, wondering if he's able to push on in and try to force that engagement. Kriz is still in this as well from C9 at 200 health. A strategy we've seen with this heavy sniper, you kind of use it as a battering ram to push through a wall, then follow it up with a shotgun. Look at Sokka has literally 1 health, 1 HP. But how would Gyre know?
Faye gets the elimination on Rex in the feed, taking the shot, just barely clipping his own floor after the snipe shot. Potentially maybe cost him a little bit of damage there since the shots didn't go in on the wall.
Again when we get that replay?
He's got to move just a little bit.
He's actually not had to move for the last, what, 2 zones? Can't ask for much more if you're Gyre.
Going to have to wiggle this time around, too. Partnologist super close to his opponent there with 1 HP, Sokka, and we have Fade here basically.
Gyre got the snipe!
He did.
He just got the snipe on the big saucy, which will give him a point. That might be the thing that qualifies him for tomorrow. We'll see in the standings after this game.
Fade not realize there was somebody right next to him.
Doesn't matter. He died to the zone too. Fade dies to the zone.
But he was at 4 eliminations. Yeah. If he had made the choice to try and get a shotgun shot off on that player that was also stuck outside, that could have been a 2nd point for him. But he didn't. He went for the push, and there's so many layers there.
Here it is from Gyre. Oh my gosh. And look, there's the relief. Knows just how key a 3rd elim for 1 point could be. Gyre's lost a good amount of HP.
2 more left, and then players start. Crispy just was lost the storm. 2 more players go down, and then everybody that's left gets at least 1 elimination just based, or sorry, 1 point based on rank alone. Gyre gonna layer up on top of himself. Now's the time. You just kind of hang out inside. Only 30 HP left, so he can't take too much storm damage. And the storm doesn't affect shields. Players, these guys, they're so on top of that he knows he's got to start moving early. He knows he can't spend too much time in the storm. He can't move too early though. You're gonna take some ticks from that. Like these catacombs of buildings inside here. All the players that they put down just to secure every movement they can. There's so many angles to C4, and his builds might not be enough to save him from something like this. We'll see here in a second. He's going to try and start making moves. 2 more players need to go down, and then Gyre gets a 2nd point here, which would put him in potentially on Monday.
He knows this too. He actually, oh, I thought he got pulled into the rift to go too. We swap perspectives to Barnologist.
Lands, there's multiple players, both above and below him. The footsteps are every direction.
Another rift to go was just used. Fake Jesus eliminates 1. Airco, and that a limb. Gyre gets a limb at 11th place, so he doesn't earn the extra point.
That gives everybody that's still alive a single point, though. Barnologist just watched somebody drop down. I'm surprised he didn't peek over the corner and try and go for a shot. That shotgun. But he's waiting inside, secures himself inside a little base. Airco, Vape Jesus getting multiple eliminations to feed. Frizz takes Airco out. Ponzi all eliminated.
Geomoc's had a quiet day so far, but this is his opportunity. A victory royale, 2 more limbs. Either of this could really just fly him up these leaderboards to join Tempo and Tfue, who we're expecting to see tomorrow. Barnologist with his 2nd elim of the game. 5 players left. It all comes down to this for some of these players. The launch pad to re-secure the high ground. Barnologist starts to play the low ground now as well. Looks like that's Tempo Vape Jesus who's dropping down. 3 players left. Barnologist with another elim to knock out JP2 from LG.
This gives Vape Jesus 3 points based on being 3rd place and having 3
Same with Barnologist.
Excellent games for both of them. Barnologist gets the drop in and the trap for the elim. The last 1v1. That trap might come in big depending on the angle. Oh! Goes off. Jamok dodges it. Trying to peek up over the top. This corner right here could be it.
He's got to watch this trap on the inside of the wall. Drops on down. The quick tag. Shotgun in hand.
Him around the corner.
Geomok with the victory. He knows that might have been all the difference. Dodges the trap twice and gets the final limb for the victory royale. Well, following on in, but here are our final standings, folks. Tyler's at the top, 11 limbs, 8 total points. Tempo, Vape Jesus, Tfue, Kriz, Hysteria there as well. Chap and Geomok joining the club. Nick Merckx in that 16th spot. We'll see you tomorrow, my friend. Barnologist, congratulations. On to page 2. Remember, it's top 33. We have to see on page 3 who will be the last spot, but the crowd getting behind. Double O Flower there, and Cryomi